Okay, this is a quick video going over the city, the state, the national, the NFL, the NHL, the MLB. I did not do yet. I will add it in during the video. And what it is teams in which they name the city they're in. Like it's in Chicago. You have the Chicago Bears, Chicago White Sox, Chicago Blackhawks, right? Sox and Hawks and Bears, Sox and Hawks and Bears. So we'd have to play with those symbols. Like we'd have the New York Giants and we'd have the New York Jets, and then all of a sudden we have a Buffalo Bill, and they're all in New York. So I know there's a relationship to this. I'm not going to get into it now. Maybe one day I will. Right now, I'm just spreading my wings. We've only really just begun opening. We know there's a can of worms, right? We can see them all, but there's more to it. These worms do things. These worms were made from something. They have a mind to do, and what their mind does is incredible, what it does for the earth. The same thing with the letters. You have the C letter, but when it says Carolina, the C sounds like a K. But when you have CC, it sounds like an I or an E. So we're going to go over on the Carolina and the NFL. We have Carolina, Arizona. We have a big CAC. Doesn't matter which way you got it. 3, 1, 2. We have New York, which mentions a state. It also mentions a city. Some states don't have state-named cities. Do we have a big city for Wisconsin? Do we have Texas? We have Texarkana. Do we have Oklahoma? We have Oklahoma City. So some places do and some places don't. And some big cities don't even have teams. And there's a reason for that. Arizona, Kansas City, Missouri. It's not Kansas City, but Kansas City has a Kansas City state, is it not? We have Washington is a city because it's Washington and Delaware, is it not? But we also have Washington, Seattle. So Washington and Delaware is now mentioning Seattle. We have New Orleans as a team. So we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the total teams in the NFL. Another thing for the NFL we're going to bring on a little bit later. Okay, we have state, city, we have national. Okay, this is 1. We play, Play, 28. The cycle of the moon, we play in 28. A and Y, angel spirit of earth, because the Y letter is 52. We play, 512 memory, equals play, equals to we play in the sun. We play on the grass, 25 GNR for green, says we have 1 quarter up our butt. 38 is the church, and the spirit is where it is. 0, Zion, 2410 DC is what this will create, X and X. Artificial, 88. Art, IFI 969. Art equals 39. I, 9. F, 6, 21. IFI, 21 and 3 is 24, and 9 is 33. 34, 44, 46, 56, 66, 67. 77, 85. Now where's the mistake? 1, 19, 39, and 9, 48, 54. The sun, RD, RDF, if, art if equals 54. The sun. 9, EC means over here. EC, over here. It also says ice, ISIS, ISIL, EC. It means over here. 9, 9, 3, 21. It is the cube. 21 and 54 is 65, and 1 is 66, 76, 78. Why do I keep getting different letters? 12 and 1 is 13, 9, 3 is 12, and 9 is 21, and 6 is 27, and 9 is 36. So I got these two right. 20 plus 18 and 1. So I got 39, I got 75, 85, 88, and our official turf is now the traffic runs in 65. The field in football is 120 yards, in which 100 yards of play and 10 yards as a chance to get into the end zone. So the other side, we only need 10 yards. Once we're in the link zone, we get to score the points. Okay, we have here what I mentioned, the Giants, the Bills, the Jets. We have Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Miami, 3 cities, 20, 10, and 13. Seems like MJ is always together. Then we have SOS, San Francisco, Oakland, San Diego. 19 and 1938 for Electric Company running out of this state. Now we're going to go on and we're going to go to the NHL, which is the same thing. New York, New York, Carolina. Again, Carolina. In football and in hockey, they use the same names. They're not using cities. They're not using Tucson. They're not using Tucson or Phoenix. They're using Arizona team. State equals 65, the number in the sun and the number to the gateway. Province equals 102 for 162. The Queen memory, the half-life, and city equals 57. We run the moon through the city, and we run 65 through the seventh gate of the sun. 2 and 5 represented in Z. The bell, I just want to show you something. I mean, it's off target, but this thing over here, this is Russian. This is a Russian symbol. This is what the hockey rink looks like. There's 4 areas, but in the 4 areas, there's 2 on the above, and there's 2 on the below, giving it length. Now, the square in the cube should look like this, but we don't have these circles. These circles are located, boom, on the other side of this red line. So I'm going to have to square this off to really figure out more of the dimension of that inside the NHL. The NBA, I had this next. Inside the NBA, you have the Phoenix Suns. You do no longer use the name Arizona, okay? You have Oklahoma and New York are the only 2 teams that mention states at this point. And finally, Oklahoma has a team. So now in the NBA, you get the 3-point play from outside the arc. You get the 2-point play from inside the arc, plus the foul points. In the NFL, you get 6-3-2-1. 1, 2, 3 equals to 6. Because the combination of creation and what can't be used in the game of craps will now addition to what a touchdown is all about. The NHL rink is 3 points. You have 3 players that are allowed to touch the puck. There are 6 on the ice, but you'll only count the last 3 for the assist. 1 point, they call it the unassist. 1 point, unassisted. Baseball, it's runs scored and RBIs. Okay, run is 53, Electric Company. Bat is 23. It's also 212. 212, which also makes 218 because the resident angel, the R letter. The R letter is a very special letter. And I had something to say. When you're in 95. 95 Neptune. E-I-E-I-O. Einstein, creation inside the red sun. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 equals 56. The 56 has to do with the 28 and 28. 28 and 28 cycles of moons, or 2 months, or the number 2, because it has 2 parts of 28, 2 cycles, depending on how you want to use it. If we go to tennis, it's 15 points, and then we use 10 points. The only thing we use 10 points in tennis, we use 15 and 15 twice. That means we can make an X and an X, right? In tennis, 1, 5, and 9 is 15. Or we can use 2, 5, and 8, and we can use 4, 5, and 6 equals to 15 and 15, and then 10 points. Is the 10 points because we cross through the 5 position twice, and then we get game. We get the 40, but we don't get the 45. 45 rests in Magic Square. Inside of the game of pool, the first 7 balls add up to 28. If you get the 8th ball, you get 36 creation. Inside the second part of the stripe ball, well, since there's 8 balls here and the separation is 8 from every single one, just multiply. 8 times 7 balls equals 56, plus the 28 will equal to 84. The stripes add up to the number in Pluto and add up the 8 ball to it and gives you 92 birth. 11. The low side is 36 with that ball. 36, 3 and 6 is 9. The high side with the 8 ball is 92. 9 and 2, 11. 9, 11. 84 for the high side. 84 for the high side, 28 for the low side. The difference is 56. 8 times 7, 1 times 7, 1 plus 7, which is the separation of the 50 stars. When you play darts, there's 3 areas for darts. 21 a cube, then we have the cat, then we have creation. 3 times 6, 6, 3, 6. 36 times 3, 108. And then the separation between the pillars, 109, 110. The Twin Towers stood up, 111, we're on the roof. 25 and 50 for the center. 25 and 50 for the center. The center does not get doubled. It is around. It is the core. It is the passage. The red might be the red passage for the blood flow that goes through the dartboard, and the dartboard might be the beginning and explanation of the vessel or the vein that takes within the blood. 285, 258. Again, 258 over here. Then what we get is 495. Remember, 420 brings us to life. And then 705 becomes 765. When we total these up, this totals 1260. When we don't have to, we can total this up because it happens in each section, right? We only get to throw 5 darts. 250 is the max. If we hit the second section, it's 125, the max. If we hit the third section, which is 20, 5 by 20 is 100. But remember, this is not exactly the way I say it, because we can get 5 into the triples, and we can get 20 tripled, 60, 60, 60, which would be now 300 is the max we can get. Raphael running down the states and how the association is, how we must tear things apart. If we're looking for something, what are we looking for? And is there any relevance to anything that we're doing? Because I believe that in the next world, it's not going to be handed to us on a silver platter. Obviously, if it was gold, it'd be melting with anything that was on it, right? Even a hot tea would melt the gold, right? The gold would seem to, the gold, you ever see the pharaoh's knotted thing and over here, and if you put a little heat into it with the blue, and the blue is the energy, with the gold it would sort of like melt and give you a good tasting tea. So I presume that in the next state of our world that we are in is the world of learning how they built the system. And as we learn, and on the choo-choo train that we go, another Earth is popping up with another populace of people, maybe even ourselves, going back the same rotation, 1800s, 1900, and 6,000 years later, and another train comes down the track, and another train comes down the track, until we teach the mind how to be able to partake in the universe without destroying what we have. When you take the air out of the balloon becomes flat, and then the two sides end up sticking together, ashes to dust. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Will the Messiah come, or will the word of the Lord, whatever that might mean to anybody, even no matter where you are, when the word comes in association and we start to work together and we start to learn how to have that rotation, there's going to be evil all around all the time. Okay, but it's a process, and through that process, what the fun part is there's a real freedom to it. There's a real freedom. I mean, when you make a phone call, it's going to say, sorry, 15-minute wait. There won't be no more 15-minute wait, because we need to put more people to work to get certain things done faster. Although I say we have to go slow all the time, we can't make people wait all the time over things because of the money system. We can't say, yes, in 10 years we're going to fix the ecosystem, because it's not in 10 years. It's now, and they can't do it now, and it's all related to money basis. We can't have this money basis anymore. Although if we take away the money basis and everything, everybody's going to say, well, I'm going to be a lazy-ass couch potato. But we already are those couch potatoes. But in some facts, we are them, because some of us have just given up. Some of us don't see a road to travel. So when there's vision and more of a road to travel, we open up a little bit more and we succeed. The little we have, the lot we know, the further we get in the short life we have, because, thank you for watching, Raphael, I don't have the answer. If you notice in a video called One Something One, Mary noticed that something flew by my head. I didn't see it, and then I turned back. I did see it. It was at 32 seconds. Can you help me out and tell me what it is? Raphael, we play the puck, we play the ball. We're in the rink, we're in the zone, we're in the court. It's a tennis court, it's a basketball court. Now you'll be courting her to a marriage. The wedding bells will ring. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching.